In a time when the world was a cage of expectations, a young girl named Alice dared to dream beyond the bars. Welcome to a tale where reality unravels, where the line between sanity and madness blurs. Welcome to Alice in Wonderland.
I'm late! Late, late, late! Oh, the Queen will have my head for certain!
A talking rabbit? How curious!
Little did Alice know that her curiosity would lead her down a path of wonder, danger, and self-discovery. For in questioning her world, she would come to question everything she thought she'd understood about herself.
Get your head out of the clouds, Alice. A lady does not daydream.
Perhaps I'm not meant to be a lady.
You'll end up in an institution if you keep this up.
Maybe an institution would be better than this.
What was that, young lady?
Nothing, Mother.
Alice longed for escape from a world that sought to mold her into someone she wasn't, for a place where she could truly be herself. Little did Alice know, she was about to tumble into the very world she had always dreamed of. But dreams have a way of revealing their darker side, for even in Wonderland, shadows lurk where imagination runs wild.
What's happening to me?
And so began Alice's descent into a world where nothing is as it seems, where logic bends and reality twists. A world that mirrors our own in ways both delightful and disturbing.
This can't be real. Oh, how I wish I'd never followed that rabbit.
When Alice reached the bottom of the rabbit hole, reality shattered like a broken mirror. In this twisted reflection of her world, nothing was quite as it seemed, and every choice carried unseen consequences.
Doors everywhere and not a way to pass.
In this limbo of locked doors, Alice faced her first paradox. Each key, a potential trap or salvation. To move forward, she must embrace the absurd, shrink to grow, drink to eat, lose herself to find her way.
Well, if I must play this game, so be it.
Immediately after Alice sampled the decadent dessert, the world shrank. The vast hall became a cage, scarcely large enough to hold her immense size. In Wonderland's cruel jest, she had outgrown her own curiosity.
Ugh! Nothing here obeys the rules!
In Wonderland, Alice would learn that growing up is a chaotic dance between feeling too small and too large for the world. In the cruel paradox of Wonderland, Alice's sorrow became a rising tide. Her grief, too large for her enlarged form, spilled forth in great drops, each tear a small ocean. As the flood of her emotions threatened to drown her, salvation appeared, a vial bobbing in the waters of her own making. In this world of topsy-turvy logic, Alice found herself adrift in a sea of her own creation, grasping at a lifeline that promised yet another transformation.
Oh my! I quite nearly drowned!
Adrift on a sea of her own making, Alice clung to the very platter that served her change. This silver moon, once a catalyst for growth, now her lifeboat in a flood of consequences. As she bobbed along, her tears became a river of chance, carrying with it the flotsam and jetsam of Wonderland's denizens.
Help! Someone please help! Help me, please! I can't swim! Help me!
At that moment, Alice's hands became a lifeline. Plunging into her own drowning sorrow, she lifted the mouse to safety. In this act of kindness, she found a purpose amidst the madness. For in Wonderland, even the smallest gesture can alter one's course.
Thank you, Alice. You saved my life. Good luck on your journey home.
In helping others, Alice began to find her footing in this strange new world. But greater challenges lay ahead, for Wonderland is a place where friends and foes are not always easily distinguished. Alice continued her journey into the forest of Wonderland, a place where each tree represented a twisted thought, each path a choice unmade. In this realm of riddles and half-truths, our heroine would soon learn that in Wonderland, even a smile can have claws.
Lost, are we?
I'm not sure.
Then it doesn't matter which way you go, does it?
I don't even know where I'm trying to go. But I want to find my way home.
Oh, and where is home in a world where nothing is as it seems?
It's where I came from. Where things make sense.
Makes sense? My dear, sense is nonsense in Wonderland. Embrace the madness. It's far more entertaining.
I don't want to be mad. I want to be myself again.
But who is this self you speak of? The girl who was too big, too small, or the one in between? Perhaps you're all of them and none at all.
I don't understand.
Understanding is overrated. In Wonderland, it's far better to stand under than to understand. You might catch something interesting falling from above.
Please, can't you just tell me which way to go?
Go! Why go anywhere when everywhere is here? But if you must, that way is a way. So is that way, and that way too. They all lead somewhere which is precisely nowhere.
But there must be a right way.
Right, left, up, down. All relative in a place where gravity is just a passing fancy. But since you insist, you should know that you can't go home now. The Queen has plans for you. That is if the Jabberwock doesn't find you first. Beware the Jabberwock, my dear. It hungers.
The Queen? The Jabberwock? What do you mean?
Ha 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 ha. Meaning is such a fickle thing. Better to experience than to understand. Tata, Alice, do try not to lose your head. The Queen is rather fond of collecting them.
Reality rippled like water disturbed by a stone, and Alice found herself adrift in the twilight between waking and dreaming. The Cheshire Cat's words echoed in the chambers of her mind, each syllable a puzzle piece that refused to fit. Was it mere moments ago, or a lifetime past? In Wonderland, time itself seemed to dance to an erratic rhythm. As Alice stumbled forward, the forest around her morphed and twisted, a living labyrinth of her own making. Each step carried her deeper into the heart of Wonderland, and deeper still into the uncharted territories of her own psyche. The cat's warnings clung to her like morning mist, both revealing and obscuring the path ahead. In this realm where logic bowed to madness, Alice began to question not just her surroundings, but her very self. For in Wonderland, one's identity is as mutable as the landscape, shifting and changing with each new encounter, each new revelation.
I wonder if I've changed in the night. Was I the same when I got up this morning?
Perhaps it's all just a bad dream, little Alice. Fortunately, I found you. Now, how about we put an end to this nightmare, once and for all?
In the depths of Wonderland's forest, Alice came face to face with her greatest challenge yet. Not a creature of flesh and blood, but a manifestation of her deepest fears, a shadow that lurks within us all.
Beware the Jabberwock, my child. The jaws that bite, the claws that catch.
You're just another bad dream. You're not real.
Oh, but I'm as real as your fear makes me, little Alice. In Wonderland, belief shapes reality. My mere presence is a testament to your convictions. Now come, let your imagination run wild. From the smell of your fear, I can tell you'll be quite tasty.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Ah, doubt. The shadow that eclipses certainty. Tell me, child, who are you in this moment? The girl too big for the world, you know. Too small for the world you've only visited in storybooks. Or the one in between. Both sleeping and awake.
I'm all of them, and none of them.
Now you're learning. In facing me, you face yourself. The parts you fear, the growth
then I have power over you.
Brave words, little one. But who are you to think you can stand against the darkness within?
I know who I am. I'm Alice. You, on the other hand, are only a shadow, and I'm not afraid of you.
Remember, Alice, in Wonderland and in life, your beliefs shape your reality. I'll be waiting for you in the shadows of your mind.
And so, Alice learned the most crucial lesson of all, that our fears, given form by imagination, can seem insurmountable. But in facing them with courage, we reveal their true nature, shadows that flee before the light of understanding. Yet the Jabberwock's final words lingered, a reminder that our inner demons are never truly vanquished, only accepted and understood. So, as Alice takes another step into the unknown, remember that growth is not at the end of a journey, but rather a journey without end. Our fears may shift in the dark waters of the unknown, our doubts may don new hats, but with each encounter, we gain the wisdom to face them anew. What further riddles will Wonderland pose? What other aspects of herself will Alice uncover? The path ahead remains shrouded in mystery, much like the twisting woods of this curious realm. But one thing is certain, in facing our inner Jabberwocks, in embracing the absurdity of life like a cat with 9 lives, we unlock the courage to confront whatever lies beyond. Just as Alice now ventures forth, her eyes a little brighter and her steps a little surer, we too are invited to ponder. What shadows lurk in our own minds, waiting to be illuminated by the light of understanding? Thank you for joining us today on this journey of self-discovery, and may your inner light continue to guide you, dear viewer, until our next bite-sized story.
You can